So in terms of like the platform then, in your case, do you care about it, or are you really mostly looking at the voice? Like how important is it?
I look at both. I think a lot of nonfiction agents are more focused on platform first, but I've been lucky in that I've sold some books in the last couple of years where people had, I don't want to say a massive platform, but they had like growing, I'll use the word growing platform, because, if you do a book deal now, especially on a proposal, you still have to write the book. And if you can convince people that you're growing your platform exponentially as you speak, then, and the book isn't going to be ready for another 9 months or 10 months, and then coming out like a year and a half to 2 years after, then there's a chance to show that your book's going to grow during that kind of platform. So that even if it's here now, it might be there the time the book comes out. I don't let the platform dissuade me, but it is important. So I'm not going to discount that. But I'm really looking for an original idea or just expertise. Sometimes somebody is a great food writer and they're like one of the top people, period, and often that comes with having the platform or the community around you, because that's how you get known. But I'd say it's probably about 60-40. 60% is you and your voice, and then 40% is the rest.
Because there's a lot of people who do have big platforms and an agent will approach them or something and they're like, oh, like you should write a book, but they have like truly no idea what they should write about specifically, because maybe they talk about a few things, they don't have like one subject at hand. For those people, I don't know if you've ever approached, let's call them influencers, with that kind of platform where you think that they have something to say. How would they go about sourcing a book topic to write about that would resonate and do well?
Well, I have approached some people. I'd say half of the time I approach people because I like something that they've written that maybe went viral, or I somehow got to my attention, like, wow, this would be a great book. General influencers, I'm not that interested in, because if you're famous for the sake of being famous, I don't really know. I can't really help you. Like, just enjoy it. You might want to be a TV personality or something. That's fine. That's not what I do. I'm more concerned about the book and the ideas in that book. So if somebody writes a piece that is exploding everywhere and I can somehow get to them and say, look, this would be an awesome book, or I love your voice, I love how you're treating the subject, can we talk about a book deal? Then it's a question of, do they have time to write it? Are they going to need help writing it? Our agency is unique in that we have a team of editors that we work with, so we can help you faster rather than telling you go get an editor and come back to us. So sometimes people are so busy that they will need a collaborator, like written with a journalist or somebody who's a professional writer, because writing may not be their number one thing. Mm-hmm. But again, I'm not so good at that, even though I've done it in a few cases. What I'm really looking for is the talent themselves, where they're doing something that's an original, terrific piece that resonates with everybody. And I want to kind of turn that into a book that will still, and here's the important thing, something can be connected to the zeitgeist. It can be very much of the moment. And in that case, if we don't know how long that's going to last, we don't want to wait too long to get the book out, right? So sometimes if it's going to be, and there was that big book that came out of the Instagram post called Cabin Porn, and it was like all these interiors, and they had like 1 million people subscribing, watching all these how people had done their cottages and cabins, mm-hmm. And that became a big book because all they needed were to see the numbers and that it was already working.
Okay, so then by contrast, the person who has no following but they have the idea and they want to put a book out there, the first thing that they do is they work on the proposal, or do they start reaching out to agents first? Like, is there a specific?
Well, they before they do either, they should start working on their community online or in the real world. So they should start building the platform, because like I said, that's still going to be, in my mind, 40% of why I would take somebody on. If they have 0, then you have 60 plus 0, which is 60%. So ideally you'd have like 50% out of 60 on the voice and the content, and 20 or 30% on the platform out of 40, so that you add them up and you get like 70 or 80%, which is a good chance we'll take you on.
Okay, that's good to know. And is there a particular...
Just to be clear, some agents are 80% platform and 20% of the rest, right? So
that makes sense.
I think every agent that does nonfiction does it a little different.
True. Okay, that's also good to know. And do you recommend one particular outlet of platform, like one particular social media platform?
Actually, yeah, the thing that is the most impressive to me and to the editors that I'll be pitching your book to is having not just like a passive following like Twitter or Instagram or whatever, but having engagement. And engagement means people that are already learning something from you. So if you have online courses and you have let's say a newsletter that has a fairly significant chunk of your newsletter subscribers that are also engaged in your content, that is the biggest thing we're looking for. When somebody has that kind of an argument, well, guess what? That's your business case right there. That is your business plan. It's like, this is what I've been able to do. These people already are engaged in what I do. So guess what? They're all going to buy the book. They're all going to tell other people to buy the book. And then for the author, it's also a great way to sell the book to future people, saying, by the way, if you take my course, I'm giving a discount on my book. And then it works for everybody, because then you're selling the book. As long as you're teaching, you're selling the book. So it's like the book, instead of having a short lifetime where like people don't know how often books will last, if you're going to be engaged in this community and building it and growing it over time, then guess what? Those sales of your book will be exponential. And that's what the publisher wants to know, is that you're in for the long haul with them.